Hi, this is Brandi Vezina. I'm a singer, songwriter, and author, and today I'm going to be talking about self-discipline. So today we're going to be talking about self-discipline. Welcome back. I'm grateful you're here watching this video. I'm going to be talking specifically about your consciousness and also what it means to have discipline. So number one, when you're woke. So being woke means that you realize your worth. R.C. Blake's one of my favorite YouTubers and authors. He talks about queen consciousness. So also for you, men and everybody else, when you realize your worth and you realize, in Queenology, he talks about being, in terms of being woke, when you realize what you're worth, you no longer put up with certain behaviors. You no longer seek your worth in different relationships. And when you're woke, there's nothing that can rattle you. So in order to have self-discipline, it's really easy when somebody comes in your life. Maybe they offer you a little bit of flattery. Maybe you're a little bit bored. You just want a little distraction. When you're a woke woman or a woke person, you will just push that aside and realize that it's not worth your time. A friend of mine and I were talking today. There comes a point where, when it's like kind of online dating or dating in general, when it becomes redundant, right? Like you've seen it, you've heard it, the same old song and dance. It's not your first rodeo. So you learn that, there's more to having what you want by being focused and not letting anything distract you. I also know for myself, in certain situations, I have come across people who I was interested in, I actually liked, but then I noticed that there was something there that I could feel, and I could feel that red flag. But when you're woke, you say how you feel. You don't just sit on it, you don't deny it, you don't, speak up for yourself. Even in a friendship, if somebody is being, kind of toxic and saying rude things, when you realize your worth, you will stand up for yourself and you'll say what you need to say. So you don't want to take your crown off. You don't want to lower your expectations, lowered expectations for somebody who's not worth your time and energy. Because when you're woke, you're at that place and that point where you won't go backwards once you know what you're worth. Number two, consciousness. So as we are evolving and we're learning, our consciousness is our powerhouse. Not only our spirit, our heart, but our mind. So whatever we feed our mind, it grows. So if you're drowning yourself in self-pity, you're not seeing the good that is around you, if you're forgetting to have some gratitude, or if you're the opposite, you have gratitude, you meditate, you pray, you feed your mind positive thoughts, you have friends who are at the next level. You don't just have friends who are basically, sitting back, only happy with what they have, grumbling, complaining about where they are in their lives. You have those next level friends who have goals, they have, expectations for themselves. They have a mindset that is a powerhouse and their consciousness has changed. I know for myself, I need to have people around me who aren't just happy with, a basic life that's kind of boring and not really satisfied, not having gratitude. So I like to surround myself with people who, are inspired. They know where they're going. Maybe they had some really hard times, but they've grown and they've evolved beyond them. But they have a consciousness, just like myself, that's filled with prayer. There's lots of meditation. There's visualization. They tell people what they're going to do and they do it. That's the difference between somebody who sits back and, you can wish and you can pray all you want. But if you don't put that action in, you're not going to get to where you're going. So you got to change that consciousness. Yes, I know people can get frustrated, they can get stuck in their feelings, they can see all the bad, but when you flip things around by seeing the good, it's going to benefit your life majorly. Number three, you want to have discipline over your tongue. Now, I know for myself, in the past, I had a tongue that would attack and destroy. However, as I've learned to evolve, I know what I put out there, I get back. So instead of reacting right away, which is super easy, I am a Cancer, I'm very much emotional, I can react very easily, but I've had to learn that as being somebody who needs to kind of learn to zip it. Sometimes you want to respond with an email, but sometimes you need to stop, not respond for 24 hours and zip it. Because whatever you put out there, you got to have discipline over your tongue. A wicked tongue is going to result in different actions that are not positive. And when you're mean to people, that's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. And also what you put in life, you get back. So I say, you know, if you want those next level friends, if you want to, you know, evolve and get to where you want to go, you don't want to have friends who are trash talking and saying little snide remarks over other people, because you can guarantee they're going to be saying that about you. So for you, learn to zip it, say what you need to say, don't talk for nothing. That's kind of, you know, like sometimes you hear people just talk and talk and talk, and you just want to tell them, shh, that's enough. So definitely keep your self-discipline by really monitoring what you say. Number 4, action. So like I said, you can pray all you want, which is a powerful energy in itself, but if you're just sitting back there wishing that things will evolve and things will change, you're going to get way more results if you put the action in. So somebody who has self-discipline is able to say, you know, sorry, I can't make it, I can't do this because I have to do that, making your life more manageable. So having the discipline to, instead of staying up all night long and blowing off what you have to do the next day, you're able to say no and you focus on the commitments you've made. I know for myself also, I've recently started going back to the gym and getting, you know, being more active. As I've shared, you know, in the past, I hadn't been as active. However, now you got to take that action. If I want to look real good this summer, I can't just sit there and meditate and visualize my body, which has its results, but you've got to put that action in, sweat, do what needs to be done. Just like those of you who maybe want a certain career, you want certain clients in your business, maybe whatever it is you desire, you've got to put the action in to get what you want. Self-discipline in itself takes a lot of energy, but when you have that discipline, you will be able to get the results that you want in your life. So remember, make sure that when you're woke, you realize your worth, there's no going backwards. You also want to make sure that you're taking the actions to get what you desire. Sometimes you've got to learn to not react and take a step back and not say what it is that's frustrating you. And also you got to change that consciousness, as I've discussed in several other videos. Once you change that consciousness, you will get what it is you desire, granted you work for it. Miigwech!